Herman Miller is known for great design and comfortable ergonomic chairs like the Aeron and Embody, but their lineup doesn't end there. After spending time in all of Herman Miller's most popular chairs, I'm going to help you decide which of their unique chairs might be right for you. The Embody was my first introduction to Herman Miller. Yes, I started at the top. When we started getting all the high-end chairs in the office, I was immediately drawn to the Embody. I like the tall backrest, wide seat, and distinctive looks. The Embody also features some unique technology that you don't see in other chairs. Starting out, it's equipped with a pixelated support system throughout the seat and back. These pixels provide flexible support no matter how you move in the chair. The backrest gives you the widest range of movement in any Herman Miller chair. Even though it's missing an adjustable lumbar system, I've never found that it lacks support. It also features an independent back angle adjustment system that you can fine-tune to your liking. Even with the extra layer of foam and the fabric on the seat, it's still a little on the firm side. But don't let this firmness scare you away. It's still a very flexible seat. Herman Miller only offers one arm package for the Embody, and it gives you height and width adjustment. The arm caps themselves are very large, which makes up for the lack of arm cap adjustability. The pads are soft, but not to the level as some of the other chairs on this list. If you're looking for a chair with lots of movement, the Embody cannot be ignored. After about a year sitting in the Embody, I moved on to the Herman Miller Aeron. I was finding that the Embody was pushing my shoulders forward a bit, and I was ready to test out some new chairs. The Aeron shares the deep, smooth recline that you get in the Embody, and in my opinion, the Aeron feels even better. Now I'm leading off with the recline because it truly is the Aeron's best quality. The recline gives you full lumbar support even when you're fully relaxed back in the chair. It also is equipped with multiple locking positions, tension adjustment, and optional forward seat tilt. The make or break factor for liking the Aeron comes down to the mesh seat. The chair comes in 3 different sizes, helping you to make sure that the frame matches your body size. This is important because if you are too wide for the chair you're in, the side bolsters will be a pain on your legs. On top of that, the back of your legs can hit the front of the frame. Just like the Embody, the Aeron has high-end components. It has the highest quality mesh I've ever seen in an office chair. Finally, the Aeron comes with an S-tier arm package. Great for both comfort and adjustability. The pads are very soft and squishy, so your arms and elbows can really sink into them. If you want the smoothest reclining office chair and you're comfortable in mesh, then Aeron is the way to go. The Mirror 2 is a great alternative to the Aeron for those of you who love the looks and features of the Aeron but have a slightly smaller budget. My favorite feature on the Mirror 2 is the recline motion. It features the same Herman Miller harmonic tilt adjustment. This is similar to the Aeron, giving you one of the smoothest recline motions on the market. The Mirror 2 is also loaded with adjustments. It has a flexible front edge that gives you seat depth adjustment. You also get a very responsive tension adjustment, multiple locking positions, and again, optional forward seat tilt. The chair also has height adjustable lumbar support with independent depth adjustment. This is a unique system that allows you to provide more support on one side of your back than the other. The arms on the Mirror 2 are also quite nice. The pads are soft and have a sloping front edge that allows you to bring your chair closer to your desk than most armrest designs. The arms come with 4-way adjustments with height, width, depth, and pivot. Overall, I'm a fan of the Mirror 2, but there are some things to be aware of before buying. Some people simply don't like mesh seats, and while the frame is not as pronounced as the Aeron, it's still not as forgiving as a padded seat. Finally, the polyback can be a deal breaker for some. It can feel a bit more rigid and cold to the touch. Immediately when you see the Cosm, you get a bit of a wow factor, or at least as much as a chair can do that for you. You can see that a lot of planning went into the design of the chair, as every aspect looks attractive and high-end. I have only personally tested the high back design, so I'll focus on this model. One feature on the Cosm that is rare to see on any office chair is the continuous mesh back into the seat design. This provides you with more of a cradled feeling. We call this the hammock chair because the backrest flows into a headrest and really lets you sink into it and relax. The seat is also one of the more comfortable mesh seats. The reason it succeeds is because the frame doesn't impact you while you're seated. However, a big red flag here is that this chair doesn't have seat depth adjustment. You really need to be under 6 feet tall to fit in this chair. I would only recommend purchasing this chair with the adjustable arms. It's true they don't look as cool as the leaf arms, but I found the leaf arms to be uncomfortable in almost any situation. The Cosm comes with Herman Miller's auto harmonic tilt. This weight-sensitive mechanism puts you in the position it feels is most ergonomic for you based on your weight. The lack of adjustment, specifically control over the recline, make this a chair better suited to a conference room. Another good situation for it would be a home office where the chair is only used a couple hours a day. The first thing that stands out when you see the sail is the stylish backrest that truly looks like a sail. The sail is the first chair on my list that can be purchased for under $1,000. The step down in price comes with a step down in overall build quality, but you're still getting a high-end chair with good policies that come from Herman Miller. Now going back to the backrest, as I stated earlier with the Mira 2, I'm personally a fan of the polyback chairs, and the sail is no exception. I find the backrest to be very comfortable and supportive. Its flexible materials conform to your back as you move around in the chair. The only issue I have is that at 6'2", the backrest is too short for me, forcing me to recommend this chair for users 5'10" and under. The seat on the sail is on the firmer side, but it's still supportive and you're not going to bottom out. With the sail, you're purchasing it more for the backrest. You do have the option to add a seat slider, giving you seat depth adjustment if you need it, but the seat is also on the small side. After raving about all the other chairs' arms on this list so far, the sails are a bit of a disappointment. They feel lower quality, especially how the arm pads don't like to stay in place. I also don't like the mushy feeling that the arm height buttons have. The last thing to consider with the sail is the recline motion. It's not the amazing deep recline of the Aeron, but it still features a smooth synchro tilt mechanism. The Lino is very similar in price and quality to the sail, but it's a drastically different chair. The Lino is more likely to appeal to a large range of people with its more standard backrest. The mesh back design is somewhat flexible and conforms to your body nicely. It's not as soft and premium as the mesh on the Aeron, but it feels like good quality for the price. There's an optional height adjustable lumbar system. It's smaller and narrower than most systems, but I do feel it's worth adding if you need the extra support. Now the seat is surprisingly firm considering how thick and plush it looks. While the seat is firm, it's still supportive and won't ever bottom out. If you're looking for a nice, soft, plush seat, this might not be the chair for you. I'd consider the arms on the Lino a slight upgrade from the sail. They feature larger pads with rounded edges. Most of the value that can be found in the Lino is the fact that it's backed by Herman Miller's policies. Greg, Ryan, and I at BTOD all rank the seat and backrest comfort as straight C tier, so this isn't exactly a strong endorsement. The Veris really feels like the forgotten chair in the Herman Miller lineup. It is around the same price point as both the sail and the Lino, but in my opinion it provides better value than either of them. Where it may lack in some style, it makes up for it in comfort. The seat has a thinner pad than the Lino, but I found it to be even more comfortable. It has a flatter and more square design than you see in the Lino, which makes it feel larger. The Veris does not have adjustable seat depth, but with the larger seat, I find it usable at my height of 6'2". Looking at the backrest, the frame has enough flexibility that you won't feel locked into the chair. The height adjustable lumbar system comes standard with the Veris. At its lowest setting, I found it was below the curve of my back, and at its highest setting, I could barely feel it. If you're specifically looking for a chair with strong lumbar support, I would look elsewhere. The arms have three-way adjustment, height, width, and depth. The ranges are generous, and the arm pads do have some give. If you're set on buying a Herman Miller chair and your budget is in the $800 range, then the Veris is a good option. The Vantum got lots of hype when it first came out about a year ago. The excitement was around the fact that Herman Miller came out with a chair designed for gaming, not a reskinned version of one of their popular ergonomic chairs. They succeeded in coming out with a stylish chair that has more adjustability than your typical gaming chair. The problem is it doesn't match the comfort of even their lower-priced office chairs. The mesh backrest has both lower lumbar and an upper back support system. These features seem like nice additions, but neither of them make a big difference to the chair. My problem is the backrest is too short, so my back hits the upper frame. The seat is very short. Even with adjustable seat depth, I'm still nowhere close to fitting in it. Anyone over about 5'8" should be concerned about this. The headrest is relatively comfortable, but if you don't want to use the headrest, you can't move it out of the way. The armrests are average with three-way adjustment, but the ranges are not large. And finally, the Vantum doesn't have the high build quality you see in other Herman Miller chairs.